Raymond Cole shows up at his son's graduation in a worn leather jacket and combat boots. Marcus Thompson, the head usher, sizes him up, then points to the back. "Protocol," he says. But what they didn't know, Cole isn't just a guest, he's a Silver Star recipient honored by Marines and requested by the graduating class. Moments later, 6 SEALs rise in unison. Silence falls, phones roll, hashtags explode. Stick around because when Dignity walks in wearing medal's petty power crumbles. They thought he was just a weathered father. What they didn't know, he was the very reason freedom wears a cap and gown. Don't forget to drop a comment telling us where you're watching from and what time you found this video. Also hit that subscribe button. Marcus Thompson's golden lapel pin caught the morning light as he surveyed the pristine graduation hall, his domain for 15 years. The polished marble floors and perfectly aligned chairs reflected his meticulous standards. When the weathered man in the worn leather jacket approached invitation clutched in calloused hands, Marcus felt his lip curl involuntarily. Mayor. Back section. Marcus Thompson declared, pointing dismissively. His voice carried the weight of countless VIP events, each word crisp with practiced authority. The man, Raymond Cole, according to the invitation, dared to protest, mentioning something about his son being valedictorian. But Marcus Thompson had learned long ago appearance dictated worth. Protocol is protocol. Marcus Thompson repeated, fingers unconsciously brushing his prized lapel pin. The sound of Raymond's combat boots scraping against marble echoed through the hall, drawing unwanted attention. A young woman raised her phone recording. Marcus Thompson's chest tightened, but he maintained his stance. "Sir, I have a valid invitation," Raymond began, "and I have 15 years of experience determining where people belong." Marcus Thompson cut him off, voice sharp as steel. "The front section is reserved for our usual graduate families." The implications hung heavy in the air. A murmur rippled through the gathering crowd. More phones emerged, their lenses like accusatory eyes. Someone whispered, "That's Major Cole, Bronze Star recipient." Marcus Thompson's fingers clenched around his lapel pin, but he couldn't back down now. His authority, his standards, they were everything. "Perhaps you'd be more comfortable with the general seating." Marcus Thompson suggested each word, dripping with false courtesy. The screech of Raymond's boots against marble pierced the tension as he took a step forward. "My son earned his place here," Raymond said quietly, dignity radiating from his straight spine. "And so did I." "Major Cole, the graduating class requested you for the Veterans Honor Guard." The dean's announcement landed like a thunderbolt. Phones buzzed as Shortwarth Gradgate exploded online, the video of Marcus Thompson's treatment of a decorated veteran spreading like wildfire. Marcus Thompson's golden pin seemed to burn against his chest. He watched frozen as Raymond Cole walked past him, head high to join a line of uniformed veterans emerging from the crowd. The marble floors that had amplified his authority now echoed with the synchronized footsteps of military precision. Standing alone, Marcus Thompson gripped his pin mind, racing through 15 years of similar redirections. How many others had he judged, dismissed, pushed aside? The weight of his assumptions pressed down like a physical force. Type standards if you've ever witnessed someone abuse their authority. 15 years of maintaining standards, but whose standards were they really? Each polished floor, each perfectly arranged chair, each dismissive gesture. Had they been about order or about power? The comfort of routine and rules had blinded him to the prejudices wrapped in protocol. Now watching Raymond Cole take his rightful place among heroes, Marcus Thompson wondered if his carefully constructed world of authority was built on nothing but marble-cold bias. The ceremony would start in minutes. But for Marcus Thompson, everything had already changed. His golden pin, once a symbol of pride, now felt like a weight of accountability. The viral video would ensure his actions wouldn't be forgotten. The question wasn't whether his authority would survive, but whether it should. Marcus Thompson's hands trembled slightly as he polished his golden event usher pin, a morning ritual that had always filled him with pride, but today left an unfamiliar bitter taste in his mouth. The dean's son's approving nod from earlier kept replaying in his mind, each replay making his chest tighter. 23 years of maintaining standards at Riverside University's ceremonies suddenly felt different. Marcus Thompson straightened his uniform, catching his reflection in the break room mirror. The same face that had turned away countless undesirable elements from these hallowed halls stared back, but something had shifted since that confrontation with Raymond Cole. The veteran's eyes, bearing quiet strength rather than the expected defiance, had cracked something in Marcus Thompson's carefully constructed world. "You did the right thing, Thompson." Dean Winchester's voice drifted from his memory, a conversation from years ago. "These ceremonies have standards. We can't just let anyone walk in." The words that once felt like validation now rang hollow, especially as Marcus Thompson discovered a drawer full of incident reports, each one a story of selective enforcement, each one bearing his signature. His fingers traced over a report from 3 years ago, another military veteran, another maintained standard. The pattern emerged like a dark stain spreading across pristine fabric. Studies on institutional bias flashed through his mind. Research he'd dismissed during mandatory sensitivity training sessions now haunting him with their accuracy. The break room door opened. "Did you see the look on that Marine's face?" Jeremy, a newer usher, chuckled. "Classic Thompson move, sir. You've got it down to an art." Marcus Thompson's stomach churned. His golden pin caught the fluorescent light, suddenly feeling like a brand of shame rather than a badge of honor. "Just doing my job." He muttered the words, tasting like ash. A notification buzzed on his phone. A university staff message board lighting up with praise for maintaining the ceremony's dignity. Each congratulatory message felt like another brick in a wall of complicity he'd helped build. The social media hashtag, for Riverside Standards, was gaining traction, but not in the way the university might have hoped. Looking through his office window, Marcus Thompson watched students crossing the quad. How many Raymond Coles had he turned away? How many dreams had he crushed in the name of standards that suddenly seemed arbitrary and cruel? His hand clutched the golden pin, its edges digging into his palm. "Have you ever questioned everything you thought you knew?" he whispered to his reflection. The face looking back seemed older, heavier, with the weight of recognition. The afternoon brought more revelations. An email thread accidentally copied to all staff exposed years of systematic exclusion with Marcus Thompson's name, featured prominently as the reliable enforcer. Each message was another crack in his foundation. A knock at his office door startled him. "Mr. Thompson." It was Sandra from HR. "We've received some concerning reports about this morning's incident." Marcus Thompson's world began to crumble faster. The military veteran's dignified silence spoke louder than any protest could have. The carefully folded invitation still lay on his desk, its creases a testament to someone's shattered expectations. Type "standards" in the comments if you've ever realized you were on the wrong side of justice. The golden pin caught the light again, and Marcus Thompson saw it clearly for what it was. Not a symbol of authority, but a weight of responsibility misused. The whispers of maintaining standards echoed in his mind, but now they sounded like excuses for something far darker. When did I become the villain in someone else's story? He wondered, watching the sun set through his office window, casting long shadows that seemed to point accusingly in his direction. The day wasn't over, but Marcus Thompson's certainty in his role had crumbled like autumn leaves under winter's first frost. Marcus Thompson's reflection catches in the polished surface of his event staff pin, distorting his face as he paces the now quiet auditorium hallway. The social media notifications won't stop buzzing. Thompson shame is trending, and every vibration feels like another nail in his professional coffin. 6 hours have passed since the initial confrontation, but the consequences are spiraling far beyond anything Marcus Thompson could have imagined. His fingers trace the edge of the pin that had felt so powerful just this morning. Now it feels like it's burning through his uniform shirt, branding him. The same pin he'd proudly polished before every event for 15 years suddenly weighs as heavy as the guilt crushing his chest. "Sir, you need to see this," his junior staff member whispers, holding up a phone. Marcus Thompson's stomach drops as he recognizes the Marine Corps official Twitter account, sharing the video of his confrontation with Raymond Cole. Their statement is devastating. "We stand with our brother. Valor knows no seating chart." The hollow echo of footsteps draws Marcus Thompson's attention to the end of the hallway. 6 Marines in dress blues approach with mechanical precision, their medals catching the fluorescent light like accusatory flames. Their boots click against the floor in perfect synchronization, a sound that will haunt his nightmares for years to come. Marcus Thompson retreats into his office, hands trembling as he unlocks his computer. The email from the event management company sits unopened, its subject line glaring immediate review of position required. 15 years of building his reputation gone in 15 minutes of viral infamy. Through the window, he spots Raymond Cole speaking with local news crews. The medals on Cole's chest, medals earned in Kandahar, as Marcus Thompson now knows from the viral posts detailing Cole's heroic service record, gleam under the camera lights. The same medals Marcus Thompson had dismissed as probably borrowed in his earlier arrogance. "Have you seen the veteran group's responses?" His assistant's voice cracks with concern. Marcus Thompson's world spins as he scrolls through message after message from veteran organizations across the country. They're all calling for his termination, all sharing stories of similar discrimination, all united in their demand for change. The weight of his actions crashes down as Marcus Thompson watches groups of veterans gathering outside the venue, many in dress uniforms forming a guard of honor for Raymond Cole's family. His security camera feed shows them standing at parade rest, a silent rebuke to his authority. A knock at his office door makes Marcus Thompson jump. "Sir," his security team lead says, "we've got military police asking to speak with you. Something about disrespecting a Silver Star recipient." Marcus Thompson's fingers curl around his event staff pin, the metal now slick with his nervous sweat. He struggles to breathe as he watches more veterans join the gathering outside. Their presence feels like a jury assembling for his judgment. The sound of a throat clearing draws his attention to his doorway. Raymond Cole stands there ramrod straight in his dress, blues flanked by 2 Marine Corps officers. Marcus Thompson's earlier bravado evaporates like morning dew under a harsh sun. "On him, Mr. Thompson." Cole's voice carries the weight of command. "I believe we have unfinished business about my family's seating arrangements. Type karma if you've ever witnessed pride come before a fall." The click of a news camera shutter echoes through the silence, capturing Marcus Thompson's moment of reckoning. His empire of small authority crumbles under the weight of real valor, and all he can do is watch it fall. Marcus Thompson's hands tremble uncontrollably as he stares at the golden usher pin that had defined his authority for 15 years. The ceremonial hall's acoustics amplify Colonel Harrison's commanding voice, each word about Raymond Cole's military service, striking like artillery fire against Marcus's crumbling defenses. Staff Sergeant Cole's Silver Star citation reads, "With complete disregard for his own safety, he carried 3 wounded Marines to safety under heavy enemy fire." The colonel's words echo through the hall, and Marcus feels his chest tighten as he remembers how just hours ago he'd treated this hero like an unwelcome intruder. The rustle of movement starts slowly, first one person, then another, until the sound swells into a symphony of creaking chairs and shuffling feet. Marcus watches paralyzed as hundreds of attendees rise in unison. The sea of faces turns not towards the stage, but toward Raymond Cole in the back row where Marcus had banished him. "Dad." Young James Cole's voice breaks through the formal atmosphere, cracking with emotion. The boy stands at the podium graduation cap, slightly askew, tears streaming down his face. Marcus flinches at the raw love in that single word, remembering how he'd smugly cited procedure when denying Raymond's request to sit closer to see his only son graduate. Marcus's fingers close around the golden pin, its familiar weight now burning with shame. Through the corner of his eye, he catches his reflection in the window. His pristine uniform, his properly positioned pin, all the external markers of authority he'd wielded like a weapon. The viral video from earlier flashes through his mind, contour Thompson shame, trending his own face contorted with disdain as he'd confronted Raymond. The memory of his earlier words haunts him. Back row only, we have procedures. Now watching military veterans throughout the audience, standing at attention, their faces etched with respect for Raymond Cole. Marcus finally understands the true weight of service and sacrifice. With trembling fingers, Marcus Thompson unpins his badge of office. The small click as it comes loose seems to echo his breaking point. He turns legs wooden but determined and walks down the aisle toward Raymond Cole. The eyes of hundreds follow his journey. Parents, students, faculty, all witnesses to this moment of reckoning. Staff Sergeant Cole. Marcus's voice cracks as he reaches Raymond's row. Your son's place is waiting for you. Front row, sir, where you belonged all along. The silence in the hall is deafening as Raymond Cole rises, his dignity intact, despite Marcus's earlier treatment. James's voice carries from the podium again, protocol forgotten. That's my dad, that's my hero. What type honor if you believe it's never too late to right a wrong? Marcus steps aside. His former authority surrendered, watching as Raymond Cole makes his way to the front row. The golden pin in Marcus's palm represents everything he got wrong about power, about respect, about service. As he pockets it, he knows it will never again be worn. Instead, it will serve as a permanent reminder that true authority comes not from pins and procedures, but from dignity and humanity. The ceremony continues, but Marcus Thompson stands transformed, his carefully constructed world of rules and regulations shattered by the simple truth of a son's pride and a father's sacrifice. The trending hashtag no longer matters. What matters is the lesson learned in front of hundreds of witnesses. Sometimes the bravest act is admitting you were wrong. As James Cole accepts his diploma, the entire hall erupts in applause, not just for the graduate, but for the father whose service meant so much more than Marcus's petty rules ever did. And in that moment, Marcus Thompson finally understands that his own redemption began the moment he chose humanity over hierarchy. Marcus Thompson stands alone in the empty auditorium, his event usher uniform feeling heavier than ever before. The same space that witnessed his greatest shame just 24 hours ago now echoes with the weight of his realizations. His fingers trace the golden usher's pin that had once been his symbol of authority. Now it represents something entirely different. The morning news plays on his phone. Viral graduation confrontation leads to historic change in veteran treatment at academic ceremonies. The hashtag Thompson learns has been trending for hours, but unlike yesterday's panic, Marcus Thompson feels an unexpected peace. He watches the video of himself again. That moment of arrogance when he'd blocked Raymond Cole, decorated Marine veteran, from reaching his rightful place at his son's graduation. I thought the uniform made me somebody. Marcus Thompson whispers to the empty rows of seats. His voice catches as he remembers the look in Raymond's eyes, not anger, but dignity under fire. The same dignity Marcus Thompson had tried so desperately to strip away. The heavy doors swing open, and Raymond Cole enters, still carrying himself with that military bearing that had initially triggered Marcus Thompson's insecurity. But now Marcus Thompson sees something different. He sees a father, a veteran, a man who deserved better. Mr. Cole. Marcus Thompson's voice trembles as he approaches. I've been waiting here because this belongs with someone who understands true service. His fingers unfasten the golden usher's pin, the symbol that had given him such misplaced pride. The morning light streams through the high windows, catching the pin as Marcus Thompson extends it. 20 years I've worn this thinking it made me important. But you showed me what real authority looks like. It's not about power over others. It's about standing tall in your own dignity. Raymond Cole's eyes reflect understanding, but he doesn't reach for the pin. Instead, he says something that breaks Marcus Thompson completely. The hardest post to guard, Mr. Thompson, is the one against our own prejudices. The tears come then unexpected and uncontrollable. Marcus Thompson's voice cracks as he speaks to the assembled press gathering at the doorway. I want to tell everyone watching this what real courage looks like. It's not in denying others their dignity. It's in admitting when you've been wrong and I was wrong. Deeply, unforgivably wrong. His hands shake as he finally pins the golden emblem on Raymond's lapel. The gesture is being live-streamed, and Marcus Thompson can hear the notification sounds as Thompson learns explodes with new shares. But for once he doesn't care about his authority or position. Let this pin represent a promise, Marcus Thompson announces, his voice carrying to the growing crowd. No veteran, no parent, no human being will ever face discrimination in this hall again. Sometimes victory means surrendering your pride to find your humanity. The applause starts slowly, then builds to a roar. Marcus Thompson stands there, stripped of his symbol of authority, but somehow standing taller than he ever has before. His final words become the most shared quote of the entire incident. I thought I was protecting something important, but the only thing that needed protecting was my own heart from hatred. Share this moment if you believe true strength lies in admitting our mistakes. Type, dignity wins, if you're ready to stand for change. Later that evening, the golden pin catches the last rays of sunset through the auditorium windows. It rests now in a small display case near the entrance, with a simple plaque reading, "Where dignity taught authority its greatest lesson." Marcus Thompson walks past it one final time, no longer an usher, but finally truly a guardian of something far more important than rules, human dignity itself.